This is a demo of implementing a toggle button like this for a filter in a Power BI report. And this toggle button, basically when you turn it on, it will show only the news to details. And then when you turn it off, then there are no filters on this field. This field is the store type in this dashboard. And so again, when you turn it on, it filters and shows only the new store uh, sales. And then when you turn it off, it's every kind of store. So we'll take a look at how to implement this. For this, what I will be doing is using the retail analysis sample for Power BI. I'll put the link into the description of this video. All right, so let's take a look at how to implement it. I'm going to duplicate the overview, and let's first start with how this might look like if we just use the regular slicer. So with the regular slicer, I'm going to use the store type. And right now we have two values, and then it's set to a single select, so I can go between them. And in this case, I don't really want to show the same store. I just want to be able to filter it down to new store or all stores. And so the toggle button would make sense. And so I could, to get that functionality with the old slicer, I could do it like this, and also set the slicer to be a tile. Now, just like this doesn't really shout out that, hey, come click me, and I will end up filtering the report down. And we could implement, say, a border to make it look like a button. But as it stands, it just looks like a title box. It really doesn't look like a button. So I feel like it doesn't call out to, hey, I can be used to filter the report. So that's where I was thinking that, hey, a toggle button like this would make more sense because it would immediately call out to be try me, and I will filter this dashboard. So let's take a look at how one might implement something like that. So I'm going to use the store type. Oh, before that, for this, I'm going to use the button slicer. And for the button slicer, this is a preview slicer. And if you don't see this slicer in your window, let me zoom in a little bit. So this is the button slicer. And let's just make sure that you can see it clearly. All right. To be able to use this, and if you don't see that slicer, you need to go to the options, and this always takes a little while to come up, but under preview features, you'll need to turn on the button slicer visual. And I think you may have to restart your Power BI before you can see it, but that's how you get the new button slicer visual. All right, so we've added it to the page. Again, I'm going to turn it on as a store type, or connect it to the store type. And similar to the other one, I'm going to filter it down to just a new store. Now at this point, it doesn't take or use up all of the space. And to fix that, what you need to do is go to layout and you can choose single column, single row, and then it'll take the entire page. Um, I will turn off the title and now we have the new store. This kind of looks like the old visual. So to convert this into a toggle-like button, what we'll do is we'll use two images to represent the toggle button. And for that, let's go. What we'll do is use Google Fonts. So that's fonts.google.com. And then if you come to icons, you can search for toggle and you can find the two toggle buttons. So what I ended up doing is selecting toggle off. I changed the color to be a little gray and export it as an SVG. This will allow you to scale your button to whatever is the right size for your visual. And then for the toggle on, I changed the color, and in this case, I used, in my case, I believe I used blue, but you could choose any color that you want, and then again, save this as an SVG. And SVG will be a lot more customizable for you. All right, so let's go back to our dashboard. All right. So to use this functionality, you might try and use images, and that's what I tried to do first. But you can connect an image only to field on your table. So that really is not what we need in this case. So what you can do instead is under buttons, you can, if you expand fill, you can see the browse option. And so out here, I'm going to browse. And right now I have it selected. Actually, let's make sure that under buttons, we have the state selected to all. And again, go down into fill and I'm going to select the off state. And I'm using the SPG and there we have our off state. So at this point, I could, let's see, let's turn off the border and change its size to something that works for us. Now, as when I hover over it, the whole thing kind of gets highlighted. So to fix that, we'll go into hover, expand fill, and turn on or set the transparency to 100%. And now this looks right. Okay, so now when we filter it, it's not really using or showing that it's selected. So to fix that, what we'll do is select the selected option and go back under fill, and out here we want to use the toggle on image. Again, I'll set the transparency to 100% and let's see how it looks. Okay, so now our problem is that new store went away, and to fix that, what we need to do is come to the callout values, and under selected, I'm going to change the color to black. And now we have the functionality that we want. And you can see that when at, at one point, it kind of gives this gray background. To fix that, go back into buttons and under press, again, I'm going to set the transparency to 100%. And now let's take a look. And now we have a button that acts like a toggle button for new store sales. So again, the settings that we changed on this one are um, I turned off the title um, so that we could use the entire space. Then under layout, we changed it to a single column. The other important thing that we did was we set the filter on this visual to only show that one item that we want to show as our toggle. And then under buttons, we first went into the state all, and under fill, we set the toggle off. And then for selected, we set the fill to a toggle on image. And for all of the other settings from rest, and even for rest, we set the transparency of the fill to be 100%. So hover was again 100%, press was 100%, selected. So now, and when I created the image, I set it up to be blue. And by using an SVG, it will let you expand, or it should. So there you have it. Um, so the other important thing that I changed was use image fit to be normal, to use the size that came when I exported it. But in your case, you could choose fit and expand it to whatever would be the right size for your page. I hope you find that useful.